I won't spoil anything, but there is one moment where something happens and I say, "Look at me, everyone, look at me," and I'm really like, please, and I remember the day after being like, that's probably going to be a meme or like some kind of gif.
Hi, Polly, Bessie. It's great to talk to you. And, you know, you're the Featheringtons who are not the Bridgertons, and I think that's a good thing.
Yes, we agree.
Okay, so there's a perfect family, and then there's a family that makes us laugh, and sometimes they're tasteless, but every ton needs that, right?
Yeah, yes.
Definitely.
Okay, so tell me, are they evil social climbers, or are they just misunderstood?
I definitely think they are just misunderstood. I think I'm a huge champion of Portia. I think sometimes her techniques are slightly troublesome, but I think she's got a great heart, and she always has the best interests of her family at the forefront. And she's a complicated woman who's just trying to survive in Regency England, which wasn't easy.
I also think that there is something underrated to be said about the comedy that the Featheringtons, and particularly what Portia and Prudence bring to every scene. But you need chemistry between the two of you. So can you talk about building that dynamic with each other to not only make us laugh, but probably to make each other laugh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it was on the page anyway. It was, when I read it, I knew it was funny. I just had to make sure that I didn't mess that up. And I think we just went for it. It was an easy process.
Sure, you know that after season 1, I mean, people are obsessed with the show. I am. And it has been memed everywhere. Moments from season 1 are a reaction on Twitter. So is there a moment, is there an I burn for you or a spoon or something that you think is going to be the thing that's going to show up over and over again after season 2?
I have one, and I don't know if I've got I won't spoil anything, but there is one moment where something happens and I say, "Look at me, everyone, look at me," and I'm really like, please, and I remember the day after being like, that's probably going to be a meme or some kind of gif or whatever it's called, look at me, just look at me, because she just really wants to be looked at. But that's the only one that I can remember. But that's what's nice, is the audience make their mind up. They'll decide what the thing that sticks is, and that's always exciting to see what they like.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations on the new season. It was great. I ripped through it. It was so fun. I am a bit worried about you though, Luke. Because Penelope is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
And maybe you do her dirty.
I know. I think Colin's in trouble this year, with the fans. I feel like I'm gonna get some hate mail, I think. Hope not, actually. Please don't. Please don't. It's not welcome. I think he doesn't even consider her as a choice at the moment. He very much considers her as his best friend, essentially. We've seen these scenes through season 1 and season 2 where they are so close, and they probably know each other better than anyone else does really within the show at this point. They're other than her, secrets that maybe only the audience know. But I think it was really fun to play with that world of him not knowing half of her life, but at the same time this unrequited love. We're definitely going to see their relationship kind of take the next step, I suppose. I would also say we can't. I think the lesson with what's so great about series like this is you can't do everything in one season, right? Yeah. You have to. We can't discover everything about everyone immediately. So part of the pleasure of our characters, I think, is that there's a bit more road to go before we really open them up. Yeah.
Well, I think that everybody is looking forward and super excited for this season, and I think you all know that. This show is super viral. There are moments that people have memed from every character, yours included. So is there a moment or moments from this season that you think will show up constantly on Twitter over and over again?
I think there's definitely some moments between...
Do you have any moments with
Anthony
cutlery?
And Kate?
Do you have any cutlery moments?
Maybe there's a dinner scene with us. There's definitely going to be a few gifs of us at dinner.
That's true.
Because that was really fun to shoot, but also when I watched it, I was like, that's a moment. That's going to be there. I think there's so many moments this year. Pall Mall sequence is already iconic, and the fans love it from the books. And it really feels like we've done it justice.
So listen, though, I mean, at the end of last season, we found out the big secret. And so Penelope gets to flex a little bit this season. I mean, we see the two sides of Penelope, and that one side that comes out is, I mean, she's a boss. So can you talk about leaning into that side of Penelope?
Yeah, it was so much fun to do. Like, when I knew they wanted to reveal her as Lady Whistledown, I was like, oh, that's going to open that world. Like, the audience are going to come along and see how she gets away with it. But it was really fun playing that, because I feel like that's the one thing in her life she's really certain of. Like, she knows how to be Lady Whistledown. She knows how to navigate it. She's really book smart. So she's like, I know what I'm doing with this. Whereas, you know, in Love, she doesn't know what to do. She's very green. And, you know, with Eloise, she is sort of telling mistruths all the time, and it's all a bit messy. But with Lady Whistledown, she's like, I know what I am doing here. So it was fun to play that, then juxtaposed with her then still being this kid when she's at home and being like, you know, this sulky teenager and really annoyed with her mom, and her sisters don't get her. But that's why she's such a fun character to play, because she's all of those things rolled into one.
Yeah. But you know what? This is also like a love story between friends and relationships that change, not just romantic ones, but friendship ones. So I have to tell you, I feel like fans, I'm worried about our Penelope and Elle.
I know. It's funny. I don't like Claudia, and I do not like when they fight. We're not happy about it. It's really tough, but also I feel like in this season you really see their friendship being pushed, because, you know, Eloise is getting in the way of Penelope's business, and Penelope's going, yeah, okay, it's fine, but it's getting there. And also then Penelope having a need to have praise from Eloise and constantly being like, don't you think Whistledown's great, and don't you think, and she cannot let go of it. She just keeps going with it. So you can see it's just sort of going a little bit like this as time goes on. And yeah, I don't like when they fight. I do not like when they fight.
Ruth, I'm going to start with you, because you play a modern mom who loves her kids no matter what. How do you feel about how Violet handles their family dramas and their reputation hanging in the balance?
She's never very good about their reputation hanging in the balance, actually. she's always slightly flummoxed by it. And it seems to be a regular occurrence so far. But she's always got a plan B in the back of her head. If there's something that happens, she's always on the front foot with, right, we need to do this, this, and this. And she doesn't stop, really. She's going to navigate those children into their graves.
Now, Adwoa, Lady Danbury for me is like, when I see her, I feel like, okay, she's got it handled. Everything's going to be okay. But I feel like she's a bit off balance this season. What can you tell us about Lady Danbury's ability to bounce back?
Listen, I think you're right. I think she is off balance this season. And for me, that's super interesting. It's like, how do you deal with a situation that you suddenly don't have control of anymore? And I feel like, you know, we're all living through a pandemic. Talk about a situation we don't have control of anymore. And for these women, the vulnerabilities that they have to, they're forced into showing, and the way of having to, as Ruth says, come up with that plan B. Having a plan B is how survivors survive.
Golda, Your Majesty, it's the Queen of England versus the Queen of Gossip, Lady Whistledown. So Is the Queen worried about appearances? Does she see Lady Whistledown as competition, really? Or is this something to occupy her mind?
Oh, I think definitely there's the competition element to it. I think it wouldn't be real and truthful and, you know, put her nose out of joint if it wasn't in that direction. You know, there's an interesting scene with Edwina where the Queen talks about Whistledown, talks about language being now on paper, talks about secrets now being on paper, talks about, you know, the verbal aspect of storytelling, of communication is changing.
and Whistledown is part of that.
You know, in season 1, everybody kind of got established. So, you know, what was it like to come in with all these expectations? And were you welcome, tell the truth, or, you know?
Oh, 100% we were welcomed, for sure. Like, within a few hours, any sort of nerves that we had were quickly dispelled. And like Simone and I's first day, it really was a baptism of fire. Sorry, I just saw your face.
Sorry, I'm so go on.
Sorry, our first day was like a baptism of fire. Everybody was there. So we really got to like meet everyone at once. So it wasn't very awkward.
No, I think it's natural, I think, to feel nervous, especially stepping into a show that's already been established. But it was just, laughing all the time, enjoying ourselves and enthusiastic to bring the story to life.
Yeah, and also you came in as a unit, right, with Shelley, as a family.
Now, Simone, I have to ask you because, you know, the people who've read the book love Kate. And they've already said you are the breakout star of Bridgerton season 2. How are you feeling as we're about to launch this into the world and people are about to see?
You know, I really do see it as an ensemble piece, and I think I look back on the memories of filming with these guys and the rest of our cast and crew for like 10 to 11 months, and I'm so grateful for such a wonderful experience and to have told such an incredible love story between Edwina and Kate and Anthony and Kate. I fell in love with Kate as much as the fans have from Julia Quinn's amazing books. And I'm just really excited for us to share the work that we've done with the world on Friday.
There was only ever one Kate Sharma. There was only ever one.
First question, I mean, I have to talk about Simone, breakout star. Like, you know, what did you see in her to make you feel like, yes, we can center and ground our season in this person and this character?
Simone Ashley is a force, and she's so amazing, and her performance this season is filled with so much complexity and nuance. And, you know, when I was looking for Kate, you know, when I was casting Kate, I knew I needed an actress that could present as this kind of, you know, tough as nails, you know, young lady, you know, with this take no prisoners kind of attitude. But at the same time, I wanted someone who could portray the vulnerability. And Simone came in and she knocked it out of the park. And there's this really delicate, soft, vulnerable side to her performance. And I think that it's amazing, and I think you end up rooting for her. You want her to put Anthony Bridgerton right in his place, and you want her to fall in love at the end of the day, and that's a testament to her powerful performance.
I also think that, like, you know, we were ready to have a big swoony romance to pine over. I mean, now is the season, it's springtime. And what I liked about this season is the longing, the pining. Like, this is a slow burn where you're just like, everything is pent up. So why did you choose to go this way, to sort of make us thirsty for it?
I think the amount of sexual tension that can be felt in this season is just, it's off the charts. And that was so fun to write to, and it was so fun to watch Jonathan Bailey and Simone Ashley bring those characters to life in only the way that those two actors could. You know, this season, it's a different story, and we're with different characters. And that was part of the draw of a project like this for me, as far as being able to tell these close-ended love stories for different characters season after season. The focus this season shifts to Anthony and Kate, and you know, it was such a journey that they're on, and it's so satisfying.
One of the things I love most is that, you know, love and relationships don't have to necessarily be romantic. There's some incredible tension happening between a friendship, and that's Penelope and Eloise, and fans are, you know, I'm quite worried about that love story. So can you talk about that and showing that tension?
Yeah, I mean, Penelope and Eloise they're fan favorites. They're some of my favorite characters. And the show looks at love, and it looks at all forms of love. And that goes for love between lovers. It goes for love in a marriage, love during courting, love between friends, love between sisters, which is really important this season. That's a really important element. And all of those stories about love are just as important to the fabric of Bridgerton as, you know, the main love story is.
Thanks for watching Etalk. Make sure you hit subscribe for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news. And while you're here, why not watch another video? I know you want to.